In the third year of dating the school beauty, my progress in wooing her finally reached 99%. But on the day I had booked the whole restaurant to propose, she disappeared and instead celebrated her birthday with another man. I waited on the mountaintop and got soaked all night, only to see her post on Moments a photo of herself holding hands lovingly with a senior. Beside them, an open gift box contained expensive jewelry and a designer bag. Caption: the years pass, but true love remains. I commented below, "But didn't say you don't like money?" But she sent me a private message insulting me. Poor bastard, don't show up in my friend's circle. I threw away the cake and flowers, decisively abandoning 99% of my gongria progress, and applied to the system to change my target to the richest heiress, agreeing to marry her. After Olivia Park blocked me, I called the childhood friend on the list the richest heiress. "Hey, does that thing you said about liking me still count?" I agreed to the marriage. The woman on the other end of the line was unusually delighted, her voice so excited it nearly broke. "How's that not counted? It has to count. Wait, I'm getting on a plane right now to find you. We'll arrange the engagement immediately." After hanging up, the system asked me, "Your progress in romancing Olivia Parker has reached 99%. Wouldn't it be a pity to switch targets now?" I stared at the empty mountaintop restaurant, recalled a whole night of waiting in vain, and let out a cold snort. Since she doesn't love me, then there's no need to pursue her. I descended the mountain in the dim dawn and returned to school. Just as I entered the gate, a red supercar roared past me, so close it splattered mud all over me. The supercar screeched to a halt, and the senior who had just appeared in Olivia Park's circle of friends climbed down from the driver's seat. Seeing me in such a sorry state, he apologized somewhat awkwardly. "Sorry, Junior, I didn't see anyone on the roadside. I didn't mean to dirty your clothes." I wiped my face with my hand, about to speak, when Olivia Parker stepped out of the car. She sized me up, frowned, and said, "Senior didn't mean it. He was just anxious to get me back to campus and drove a bit fast. Don't be petty and make a fuss with him." I nodded faintly. This suit was bespoke. Just the tailoring alone cost a six-figure sum in dollars. But to me it was pocket change, nowhere near worth quarreling over. Now the clothes were soaked, clinging to my body and making me feel hot and stifled. I just wanted to go back and take a shower. Seeing I turned and left without a word, Olivia Parker suddenly called after me. "I still have something to talk to you about. Wait for me." She and Senior Hunter Miller hugged each other in front of me for a full minute before reluctantly saying goodbye. Olivia Parker finally deigned to give me a glance. With a look of disdain, she tossed a handkerchief at my face. "Look at how scruffy you are. Hurry up and wipe your hands and help me carry these shopping bags back to the dorm." I silently clenched the white handkerchief for a moment, then lifted my hand and tossed it into the trash can. I said coldly, "I have other things to do. Carry them back yourself." Olivia Parker looked puzzled. What could be more important than helping me? Her gaze moved to the small box I had been clenching in my right hand, and she snatched it away without a word. "What is this?" "A diamond ring. So you asked me to the mountaintop restaurant tonight just for this?" I nodded, admitting without any inner turmoil, "You could say that." Olivia Parker smiled knowingly, then disdainfully tousled her big waves and showed me the new earring in her ear. "Proposing to me with this fake? Has your brain been hit by a car? Any piece of jewelry that Senior gave me could buy hundreds of diamond rings like yours." I didn't argue. I reached out to take the diamond ring back. But Olivia Parker had already slipped the ring onto her ring finger with a cold face and sneered. "Cheap goods nobody wants, but you sure made them look fancy." I took the ring from her hand, flicked my wrist, and tossed it straight into the grass where it vanished without a trace. Olivia Parker looked at me in stunned disbelief. "I never said it was for you. It's trash to be thrown away." She shouted, "Ethan, what the hell is wrong with you? Stop right there." I ignored her frantic words and walked away. That day, I packed up everything in the dorm and had the driver take it away, moving back into my top-tier apartment near the school in Los Angeles. All the cheap clothes and shoes I'd accumulated over the years were thrown into the trash. During the years I was with Olivia Parker, the reason I never revealed my identity was because when I first received the system's order to court her, she acted entirely like a proud, aloof white lotus. To get her to look my way a little more, I once tentatively gave her an expensive pair of high heels. Although she was happy to receive them, she also said angrily, "Ethan, what do you take me for? I'm not a gold digger. I don't love money that much. I value sincerity more." As long as you treat me well, that's enough. I kept her words in my heart, believing them without any doubt. I had been muddling through keeping my identity hidden until now, all just to avoid making her misunderstand. I never expected that it was nothing but a string of hypocritical words from her. At that moment, I was busy ordering new furniture for the apartment on a shopping website. Suddenly, I received a picture from Olivia Park. It was a necklace worth 7 figures in US dollars. She messaged, "Senior said he'll buy me this necklace in the future and make me the happiest woman in the world." I understood she was showing off how well the senior treated her, trying to recover the face she'd lost in front of me. I sneered and didn't reply to her. Instead, I contacted the sales representative directly and asked her to reserve this globally limited release necklace for me. Then I had it sent straight to my childhood friend who was about to get engaged, Sophia Taylor. That afternoon, just as I stepped into the classroom, I noticed my classmates looking at me strangely and whispering gossip behind my back. I turned and went to the restroom, but I heard someone speaking loudly. "Hey, did you hear? The school beauty, Olivia Parker, came back to school this morning in a supercar. I heard the driver is our senior. He worked abroad for 3 years, made a career for himself, and returned home. He was Olivia Parker's original secret crush. Isn't that just blatantly cuckolding Ethan? He always looked so poor and could never have caught the school beauty's eye. If he managed to win her over, it was pure dumb luck." I didn't care, but when I returned to the classroom, a circle of people was already standing around Olivia Park. She was holding a large, ostentatious bouquet of pink roses, smiling sweetly. Her best friend said enviously, "Senior is really generous to you. Such expensive flowers. He just gives them like that." When Olivia Park saw me come in, her expression turned a little strange. "Ethan, did the rain fry your brain yesterday?" "I'm perfectly fine," I replied lightly. I knew why Olivia Park asked that. In the past, after an argument, her way of calming down was to have me buy things for her. Even if I couldn't afford it, I would still make a transfer. But last night, she even proactively sent a link, and I didn't react at all. Olivia Park frowned slightly, but for the sake of face, she didn't press the matter. She only realized I hadn't, like usual, proactively handed her breakfast when she looked at me with a stern face. "All right, Ethan, I didn't mean to stand you up last night. The senior is seldom back in the country, so of course I had to accommodate his schedule. At worst, I'll give you an hour tonight. What's the point of sulking?" This was the first time in the 3 years Olivia Park and I have known each other that she took the initiative to make peace. I only hesitated for a moment before refusing. "No need. I have other things tonight. You can keep accompanying your senior." After saying that, I went back to burying my head in messages, discussing preparations for the engagement ceremony a week from now. A funny video popped up in the chat. I opened it and couldn't help laughing out loud. Confronted with my uncharacteristically indifferent attitude, Olivia Parker finally couldn't hold back. "Who are you talking to that you're so happy? Can't you hear me?" She tried to snatch my phone, but I didn't let go. The phone hit the ground. The shattered screen kept looping a single funny short video. Olivia Park froze for a moment, her face turning awkward and embarrassed, but still looked at me with a self-righteous expression. "It's all your fault, sneaking around like that." I didn't say anything. I just bent down, picked up the phone, and wiped it. The screen was already broken beyond use, but it could be replaced with a new one. But Olivia Parker suddenly paused and, pointing at my empty phone case, asked, "Ethan, where's my photo?" I used to always tuck a solo photo of Olivia Parker into my phone case. It was taken by me on our first date, carefully kept for a long time. But now I've taken the photo out and thrown it into the farthest corner of the drawer. It yellowed, it got old, so I replaced it. I replied calmly. Olivia Parker stood there for a long while before saying, "I understand." That afternoon, Olivia Parker threw a new phone in front of me. "This is compensation for you." I was a bit surprised. I hadn't expected Olivia Park to actually give you something. She had even changed the wallpaper to her latest selfie. But before long, I saw a recent classifieds post in the school's secondhand group. "Phone in 80% condition. Getting rid of it because a new model came out. $200 cash pickup. No returns or exchanges." The picture was exactly the same as the one I was holding. I was silent for a moment, not exposing Olivia Parker. I simply went back to the store and bought the newest model for myself. On the way back, I suddenly received a call, so I turned and went to Los Angeles Airport to pick up the arriving Sophia Taylor. When our parents discussed the engagement, my father, Mr. Johnson, was overjoyed that I had finally seen sense and agreed to the marriage. The engagement party must be spectacular. Book the biggest venue, invite the most guests, and make sure all of Los Angeles knows about it. I just ate quietly, offering no objections. But before the meal was over, Olivia Parker called me several times in a row, urging me to come see her right away. By the time I lazily finished my meal and went over, she already had her brows furrowed high and was impatiently asking, "You're nowhere to be seen lately. What have you been busy with?" I casually brushed it off. What else could I be busy with? Working to earn money. Olivia Parker scrutinized me with knitted brows for a long time, pondering something. Her expression actually softened a bit. She suddenly called to me softly, "Ethan, how long has it been since you actually spent time with me? Do I have to teach you how to be a boyfriend?" There was a hint of reproach in Olivia Parker's tone. As if sensing my aloofness, she unusually took the initiative to be affectionate, melting into me and wrapping her arms tightly around me. But the moment she came close, I smelled a strong fragrance. The sweet, intense scent of berries was completely different from the sharp cedar aroma I usually smelled on her. It was a special custom piece that Senior Hunter Miller had deliberately, or not, shown off on his moments. I pushed her away without hesitation and stepped back 2 paces to put some distance between us. "I am tired. Maybe another day." This time, Olivia Park was completely stunned. She hadn't expected the excuse she used to rely on to come out of my mouth this time. She pressed her lips tightly together. "What do you mean? Ethan, are you still hung up on the last time when my senior stood me up? Didn't I already explain it to you? I didn't expect a grown man like you to be so petty. My patience has its limits. I'm not holding a grudge," I said honestly. Olivia Parker, however, looked unconvinced. She was suppressing her emotions and about to say something when the senior suddenly called. On the phone, the man's voice was low as he said he'd seen a very beautiful dress and thought it would suit Olivia Parker perfectly, asking if she would come over in person to try it on for him. Olivia Parker hung up the phone and glanced at me. She quickly said, "My school club has an event," and left me without another word. I stood where I was and watched her walk away, not following her. For the next few days, I went back to living the life of a second-generation rich kid. I used the money I'd saved to buy a luxury car, and I sold the small apartment to get a bigger house. Because I was busy arranging the engagement, I had rarely shown up at school these past few days. That evening, I received a call from Olivia Parker's number. When I picked up, there was actually a man on the other end. "Is that Ethan? Olivia's drunk. Can you come pick her up and take her back to school?" No need to guess. It was that persistent Senior Hunter Miller again. "Why are you calling that poor guy? I don't want him to take her. I want you, Senior, to take her." Olivia Parker muttered, snatched the phone, and wouldn't let the man continue speaking. But after a moment, she still sent me a location and a message through WeChat. "Bring me a new piece of underwear when you come." I understood why Olivia Parker had called me. She was using her usual tricks to tempt my pride. But I went anyway. When we arrived at that KTV, I pushed open the private room door. Olivia Park was lying against her senior's chest, opening her mouth to bite the grape in the man's hand. Even if she accidentally bit the tip of his finger, she didn't hesitate to pop it into her mouth. She looked at me with great impatience. "I told you not to come, didn't I? Wherever I go, you insist on following me to watch over me. Why don't you just put a dog leash on me?" Her senior, Hunter Miller, gave a slightly indulgent yet helpless smile. I sent the message. "You were drunk. It's dangerous to go home alone so late." Olivia Parker glanced at her phone to confirm, then, irritated, rose with Hunter Miller's help. She walked toward me with a cold face. "Where are the clothes you were supposed to bring me?" I shrugged. "I didn't buy them. After all, Senior is here. It would seem inappropriate for me to do that." Olivia Park frowned and looked at me. "What do you mean by that?" I said nothing, turned, and walked out to the car. Olivia Parker suddenly grabbed the senior who was about to leave. "Senior, I'll stay at your hotel. It's too late now. The school dormitory will definitely be closed." I nodded in agreement. "I can testify. The school dormitory does indeed close at 11 o'clock at night." Olivia Parker glanced at me in surprise, but remained silent as she helped Hunter Miller into the car. On the way back to the hotel, I received a call from Sophia Taylor. Sophia Taylor asked me why one of the engagement party invitations she had painstakingly written was missing. I answered, "I took it to give to someone." Olivia Park heard from the back and asked, "What are you going to give to whom?" I just said, "You'll find out soon." When we reached the hotel entrance, Olivia Park noticed my car model and scoffed. "Where did you rent this car? It must cost quite a few dollars a day, right?" She looked me up and down again and continued to sneer. "Where did you get those clothes this time? Another high-quality knockoff from a street stall." I didn't answer, and she took my silence as assent. Olivia Parker poked my forehead as she spoke. Ethan, with your financial situation, you actually think you can marry me? You're delusional. You should count yourself lucky across 8 generations that I could ever be interested in you. Don't be ungrateful. I just turned and took a suitcase out of the trunk. Olivia Park looked at the contents with particular contempt and disgust. You don't have to go this far to like me. Keep whatever junk I gave you. Aren't you disgusted? These are all the things Olivia Park has left at my place over the past 3 years. Since collecting items increases the courting progress, I kept them all carefully. Now it's a good time to clear out the trash and return them to their owner. I took out an engagement invitation and put it in front of her. I'm getting engaged tomorrow. If you're free, you can come by. Olivia Parker froze in her movements. She didn't take the red piece of paper. After a moment, she simply raised her hand and knocked it away. The invitation fell to the floor. She cursed under her breath. Are you out of your mind? Ethan, why arrange an engagement out of the blue? If you're trying to get my attention, at least use an excuse that's not so easy to see through. With that, she walked straight into the hotel without looking back. I quietly picked up the invitation from the ground and turned to leave. The next day, after the engagement party had begun, while waiting in the interval after changing into my suit, I saw Olivia Parker post a moment on social media. In the picture, she was wearing an evening gown and linking arms with Hunter Miller. The two were dressed as if about to attend a banquet. She captioned it, "Thanks to the senior for the dress he gave me. I will definitely accompany you to your business partner's engagement today and won't embarrass you." From the hotel and the background and the decorations at the venue, I recognized at a glance that it was my engagement banquet. I couldn't help but feel it was a bit ridiculous. She said she wouldn't come, and yet she showed up in this way. After posting that moment, Olivia Parker turned and sent me a private message, still bossing me around to do things as usual. Ethan, come pick me up after the engagement banquet with my polished flats and my coat. Since you know you're not as rich as the senior, you should at least know how to serve properly, right? If you don't smarten up, I'll dump you in front of the whole school. I tugged at the corner of my mouth and sneered coldly. Without hesitation, I blocked all of Olivia Park's phone numbers in WeChat. When a master of ceremonies announced the entrance of the groom and bride-to-be, I walked out slowly holding my fiancée, Sophia Taylor's hand. Bright spotlights shone on us, illuminating the diamond necklace at Sophia Taylor's throat, making it glitter brilliantly. It was precisely the one Olivia Parker wanted most. And there, in the audience, holding Senior's hand and chatting with him merrily, was Olivia Parker. Upon catching sight of me on stage and the woman beside me, his face suddenly went pale, his pupils quivering. Equally shocked was Hunter Miller. Ethan, Olivia Parker unconsciously stepped forward a few paces. Hunter Miller, seeing her change in expression, immediately reached out to take her hand, but Olivia Parker wrenched away from him. She stared hard at my face, her voice suddenly rising and trembling. Ethan, that's impossible. Olivia Parker suspected she had seen it wrong and kept confirming again and again. The surrounding guests were drawn by her commotion and looked over with varying degrees of displeasure. She realized her loss of composure and could only sit down. Hunter Miller's face grew even paler. No one could have imagined that the runt who used to trail behind Olivia Park looking disheveled was actually the son of the Johnson Group, and now married to the richest heiress, Sophia Taylor. He turned to Olivia Park and asked, "What's going on? Who exactly is Ethan?" Olivia Park grit her teeth and shook her head. She couldn't wait and rushed over to confront me after the party ended. "Ethan, you're actually playing both sides? Seeing other women behind my back, and you're even engaged. I never thought you could be this kind of person." I felt like I had just heard a very funny joke. Do we need to spell out things that are understood without saying? How are we any different from being broken up? You were the one who wronged me first. Celebrating birthdays with other men, spending nights out, even attending parties in pairs. Anyone who didn't know might think Hunter Miller was your boyfriend. Olivia Parker couldn't speak. She pointed at me for a long time before forcing out the next sentence. "Then why did you suddenly become the heir of the Johnson Group?" "There's nothing sudden about it. My dad has always been the chairman of the Johnson Group." I pretended not to understand what she was implying. Hunter Miller hurried over and pulled Olivia Parker to one side. I raised the glass in my hand and, before he could speak, smiled and said, "We just said goodbye last night, and we're meeting again today. We really are fated, Senior. My dad is the largest client of Hunter Miller Company. He's the client Hunter is trying his hardest to court and keep on this trip home." Hunter Miller's expression visibly darkened. After his gaze circled between Olivia Parker and me, he weighed his options and did not hesitate to compliment. Young Master Johnson has excellent taste. Your fiancée is truly beautiful. Thank you. Your girlfriend is very beautiful too. At that moment, Sophia Taylor walked over and naturally linked her arm through mine. She asked with a bright smile, "Are these two your friends?" I shook my head. Not familiar. I turned and left with Sophia Taylor, not looking back at the two of them again. After everyone had completely dispersed, I went to the parking lot to take Sophia Taylor home. But I saw Olivia Park still there, standing by her car and looking at me. She was wearing only a thin dress, shivering in the cold wind. When she saw me coming, she said, "Ethan, where are my shoes? Didn't I tell you to bring them to me? I'm very cold right now. Accompany me back to get them." She stood there a little unsteady, her foot seeming to be injured. Olivia Park loves wearing high heels, but wearing them for long always rubs her heels until they're injured and bleeding. I used to feel sorry for her and nag her not to torment her body too much for the sake of beauty. She always found me annoying, rolled her eyes halfway through listening, and rudely slammed the door as she left. All I could do was prepare a pair of flats for her every time she went out. Now that I'm not by her side, she no longer finds me annoying. But I only said, "I have to take my fiancé home. I'm busy." When I got in the car, Sophia Taylor could tell I was in a bad mood and said nothing. She just held my hand and silently kept me company. She knew I used to like Olivia Park, and that Olivia Park had once rejected her confession. "If you're feeling bad, you can go talk to her. Don't worry about me. I'll be waiting for you." After a moment, I held her again and smiled at her. "Don't worry, I've let her go. There's absolutely no chance between us anymore." After changing targets, the mission proceeded very smoothly. My family arranged for Sophia Taylor and me to go abroad. Before long, we would go to study in the UK together. But before the semester ended, I still had to attend the last few weeks of classes at school. The engagement news spread throughout Los Angeles, and I no longer deliberately hid my identity. When I returned to class again, my classmates' looks toward me were completely different from before. They all came over to cozy up, patted my shoulder, and saying, "Ethan, why didn't you tell us earlier that you're second-generation rich?" Exactly. If you had said it before, all the beauties in the school would have been up for grabs for you. Why suffer trailing behind one person like a hanger-on? This is your fiancée, right? Truly beautiful. Her looks and figure are no less than the school belle. Sophia Taylor's classes were over, so she simply stayed at school to go to and from class with me. The classmates quickly accepted her presence, and they never mentioned Olivia Parker, as if agreeing she was already a thing of the past for me. However, these words were heard by Olivia Parker, who had just entered the classroom. She looked at me, then glanced over at Sophia Taylor beside me. She deliberately ignored her, then nonchalantly sat down next to me. You have to remember, before this, she would rather sit in the front row with her girlfriends and sit with me. Olivia Parker suddenly kicked me. Then she put her foot in front of me and said, "My shoe is dirty. Help me wipe it." I ignored her and turned to Sophia Taylor. "Your shoe looks a bit dirty. Want me to wipe it for you?" Sophia Taylor quickly understood what I meant and cooperatively nodded at me. "Of course, wipe it for me for $5. I smiled, crouched down in front of her, and carefully wiped her, even more attentively than when I helped Olivia Parker before. This wasn't simply me sulking at Olivia Parker. I genuinely felt that Sophia Taylor deserved me treating her this well. Since she was 6, Sophia Taylor had followed me around calling me brother and clung to me to play together. After entering high school, she realized she liked me and directly confessed to me. But at that time, I only saw her as a younger sister, so I gently turned her down. She didn't get angry. Instead, she quietly did many things to help me. She even went to kneel and beg her own father to help us through our family's financial difficulties. Although I never voiced it, I have always kept her kindness in my heart. Thinking of this, I couldn't help but regret it. If I had switched targets earlier, perhaps I wouldn't have had to endure Olivia Park's torment for so many years. During break, Sophia Taylor was thirsty, so I accompanied her to the vending machine to buy water. Olivia Park squeezed her way in between us, forcibly separating us. She said in the same tone as before, "Ethan, I want a drink. Buy me one." I picked the drink she wanted and paid for it without hesitation. But I didn't give it to her. Instead, I bypassed her and handed it to Sophia Taylor. Because that was Sophia Taylor's favorite flavor, I had meant to give it to her from the start. Olivia Parkton's hand hung awkwardly in the air, looking a bit ridiculous. And in the end, it was Sophia Taylor who rescued her. She kindly handed her bottle to the other person and said, "Here, this is for you." I looked at Sophia Taylor in surprise and asked, "Why are you being so nice?" "I was afraid you'd get jealous." Sophia Taylor hugged me with a grin. "Because I know you'll buy me another one." Olivia Park stood where she was, watching our departing figures, her face a little pale. After about a week of this, she finally couldn't take it anymore. She found an opportunity to corner me in an empty storage room. "Ethan, this joke has gone on too long. It's not funny at all. When are you going to end this charade and come back to me?" Olivia Parker actually thought I was joking with her. I brushed her hand away and said coldly, "Get a grip. If you're really lonely, go find Hunter Miller. I don't have time to waste on you. If we meet again, pretend you don't know me." Olivia Parker grabbed me sharply, her eyes actually a little red. She said in disbelief, "Ethan, you were the one who said you liked me. That's why I was with you. And now you want me to pretend I don't know you?" I looked at her seriously. "For 3 years, I've at least been completely open and good to you. I've never done anything to betray you. I also once hoped we could be together and grow old. And what did I get in return? You have never looked me in the eye, always treating me as someone unimportant, taking all my efforts for granted. I'm a little tired, Olivia Parker. I don't want to keep living like this." Olivia Parker lowered her head, and her next words were a little choked. "Tomorrow is our 3rd anniversary. Can't you at least spend it with me first?" Her words were pleading, but I didn't soften an inch. "Tomorrow is Sophia's birthday. I have to spend it with her. I don't have time, sorry." Olivia Parker's eyes dimmed at once. That night, I received a friend request on WeChat from her alternate account. After adding me, the other party took a long time before finally sending a photo. It's the only photo of the two of us taken while Olivia Parker and I were dating. "Do you remember? This was our first date. Tomorrow I'll be waiting at the place we first agreed on. I have something to tell you. Could you come see me?" No need to guess. I could tell at a glance who the person on the other end was. I turned off my phone screen just as Sophia Taylor carried the dish she had made to the table. She propped her cheek on her hand and watched me take a bite, asking, "Is it good?" I nodded without hesitation. How had I never noticed her cooking was so excellent before? It matched my taste perfectly. I casually took a photo of the meal and posted it to my moments. Caption: "The food my wife makes is the most delicious in the world." I didn't block Olivia Parker's alternate account. She should have already seen it. The next day, to help Sophia Taylor celebrate her birthday, I went to the amusement park with her. But when I waited for her at the entrance, I saw Olivia Parker in a red dress. She was wearing the exact same outfit as on our first date, holding a sunflower balloon. I didn't dare approach, just watch from a distance. I pretended not to see her, and after picking up Sophia Taylor, I went with her to ride every attraction in the amusement park. Sophia Taylor wanted something tasty, so I stood in line to buy it for her. Sophia Taylor wanted to go boating, so I went rafting with her. Sophia Taylor wanted to ride the Ferris wheel, so I rode up to the highest point with her and took a photo to post on social media. It was the first time I experienced a relationship where everything was reciprocated, and I was especially happy. We didn't notice at all that when we were about to leave, Olivia Parker was still standing at the doorway waiting. The balloon in her hand had deflated and was almost drooping to the ground. Sophia Taylor saw me frowning and took the initiative to go over and talk to her. After hearing a few words from Sophia Taylor, a look of shock suddenly appeared on her face. Then she looked at me in a daze, as if seeking confirmation. "Really?" She bowed her head and stood there for a moment, then slowly walked away. I asked Sophia Taylor what she had said. Sophia Taylor replied, "I told her that we were going abroad together, that we wouldn't return for at least 3 years, and might even settle abroad permanently." I asked her, "Do you like the weather in England? If you do, we could indeed stay for a longer while." Sophia Taylor said with a smile, "I was just speaking casually a moment ago. I will miss my parents." I held her. "All right, whatever you decide." Sophia Taylor and I moved in together. After the semester ended, we traveled to many places in the United States. I never blocked Olivia Parker's alternate account, and without exception, I posted the travel photos to my moments the whole time. Suddenly one day, my dad told me he had canceled the collaboration with Hunter Miller's company, causing them to lose their biggest deal. Hunter Miller probably won't have an easy time. I looked at him in puzzlement, not knowing why he suddenly brought this up. He patted my shoulder, wearing a look of complete understanding. "Did you think I didn't know about those lousy romantic dramas you were in before? The first time you two met, you were already at daggers drawn, utterly incompatible. I had someone look into it. Their company happened to be dishonest too, so when I got mad, I fired them. I avenged you, son. I felt a mix of amusement and exasperation, but my dad is 100 times sharper than me in business and would never make an impulsive decision, so I wasn't worried at all. Just when Olivia Park had been silent for a long time, and I thought she must have already given up, I suddenly received a call from her. I was busy checking the luggage for going abroad, so I answered without noticing who was calling. Olivia Park's voice on the line was very weak, and she seemed to be coughing constantly. She said on the phone, "Ethan, I'm feeling really bad right now. I need you to take care of me. I think I'm very sick. I won't be able to survive without you. Can you please not go abroad? I'll live with you properly. I will never treat you like I did before." I didn't let her finish speaking. I interrupted her directly. "If you're feeling unwell, go buy medicine. If you can't walk, call for delivery. I have no obligation to take care of you. No one can't live without someone else. That's not a reason for you to morally blackmail me." Only regretful sobs remained on the other end of the line. Olivia Parker apologized to me sincerely for the first time, saying dozens of sorries in a row. I said in a flat tone, "Too late." Then I pulled out the SIM card and flushed it down the toilet. The day I left the country, I didn't tell anyone. Only my parents saw Sophia Taylor and me onto the plane. Under a sky of blue and white clouds, we arrived in England without incident and began our new life. Sophia Taylor loved traveling, so I accompanied her to many European countries. Our relationship was very good, and after more than a decade of growing up together, we had a natural rapport. Many of our tastes were also similar. Therefore, after finishing our studies and graduating, we naturally moved on to the stage of marriage. 2 years later, Sophia Taylor became pregnant. When our parents on both sides learned the news, they were both surprised and delighted, since they've been constantly longing to hold a grandson/granddaughter. After Sophia Taylor recovered her health, the three of us took the child and returned to the United States to settle down. We settled in Los Angeles, the city where I had gone to college, and would occasionally run into some old classmates. At a class reunion, the person sitting next to me suddenly elbowed me and whispered, "Ethan, did you know? Olivia Parker was in a daze all the time after you went abroad, heartbroken, and she was even hospitalized because of taking medicine. As a result, the school forced her to take a year off. Later, she barely returned to normal and started desperately dating men, but none of the relationships lasted more than 3 months. A few years ago, she found a guy who looked a little like you, and she went after him like crazy, insisting she had to marry him." Other classmates asked curiously, "And then?" Later, people saw that she was pretty, so they naturally agreed readily. But Olivia Park still got anxious. She never realized that that guy was completely different from you in personality. He was a playboy. He cheated as soon as she got pregnant, yet she refused to get a divorce. No sooner had the words fallen than the private room door opened. It was Olivia Park, late to the class reunion. She had a cloth bag slung over her shoulder, a child tucked inside it, dressed very plainly. The once flamboyant beauty had completely vanished. The moment she saw me, her gaze flickered away, but she quickly greeted me naturally. "Back in the country?" I nodded and answered with a yes to respond. She sat far from me for most of the party, only moving a couple of steps closer after it ended. "Are you and Sophia Taylor doing well?" "We're very happy." A look of envy mixed with jealousy showed in her eyes. I soon understood why she behaved that way, because her husband had arrived at the hotel's party. He loudly scolded her for not cooking, washing, and watching the children at home, accusing her of coming here to flirt, then grabbed her by the ear and dragged her away. Olivia Park cried out in pain, but did not dare resist. Instead, like clutching a lifeline, she grabbed her husband and quietly begged him to treat her better. Just as I frowned at her, seeing how clearly unwell she looked, someone suddenly hit me in the chest. It was Sophia Taylor, who had driven over worried about the rain, staring at me with an angry look. I protested, "Why did you hit me?" Sophia Taylor turned around. "Who are you looking at?" I wasn't looking at her. "I was just grateful to have met you," I said earnestly. Sophia Taylor immediately broke into a smile, took my hand and said, "Come on, let's go home." I nodded. Stars twinkled in the night sky, and the night breeze brought waves of coolness. Countless ordinary days actually hold the most precious kin.